Before I start, I need to make two things clear. On the slide behind me, it does say that I'm a member of the Football Safety Officers Association, and I am, but I don't speak on their behalf today. I speak as an independent, and in fact the FSOA chair, John Newsham, is in the audience and is able to speak on safety officers' behalf. And the second thing I want to make clear for the avoidance of doubt is that I have come here today in my own time and entirely at my own expense because I believe that this cause is just, so I'm not being paid to be here. Now, Peter has asked me to say something about my own experience and credentials by way of establishing that I am an independent expert who vaguely knows what he's talking about, and I thought I'd do a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So my first career was in the police service. My second career has been as a consultant and academic on safety at sports grounds for the last 20 years. I've worked on 3 continents. In the last 4 years, I've worked in 23 countries, which explains the bags under my eyes. And I've written 5 books and various other papers. So I'm particularly known for my work on stewarding with colleagues in the UK and also overseas. So I hope that establishes that I've got a vague idea what this is about. And I want to cover 4 questions, really. Firstly, as I'm an academic, I must start with a theoretical point. What is safe? Secondly, I want to say, is rail seating a safe design? Thirdly, I want to see, can rail seating be safely managed? And fourthly, I want to ask whether rail seating would stop persistent standing in seated areas. So that's where we're going in the next few minutes. So what is safe? Well, safe is not free from all risk. No human activity is absolutely safe. So when we talk about safe standing, we're talking about standing where the risks have been removed so far as is reasonably practicable and where we're achieving a reasonable degree of safety. We can't eliminate all risk, so when we say that standing is safe, what we mean is we've reduced the risks as far as we reasonably can. And on that basis, standing must be safe because Chapter 13 of the Green Guide to Safety at Sports Grounds sets out the design criteria for safe standing. And we know that 23 football grounds, including my own beloved Brentford, still have standing terraces, and standing is allowed at other sports grounds and at pop concerts in all seated grounds. If we turn to then, is rail seating a safe design? Well, the short answer is yes, so long as it complies with the design criteria in the Green Guide. And John Darch knows better than anyone that rail seating does comply with Chapter 13 of the Green Guide. And if that's the case, then it must not be inherently unsafe and therefore safe on our definition. There are issues, I think, with the capacity. The business case is predicated on being able to get 1.8 people standing in each one seated space. And I think that that business case may be undermined by cautious local authorities who would be reluctant to allow more than one person per space. But whether that's the case or not, I don't think this is a matter for government to regulate. Preparing a business case to convince your board and then preparing a safety case to convince the local authority that you should be given a certificate is a matter for the club and the local safety advisory groups working together, in my view. I think that we can then turn to say, can rail seating be safely managed? Well, within an integrated safety and security approach, you'd say the main safety risks in the standing area are that people migrate laterally and block the gangways. At the moment, they do that in seating decks because when you sat down, you take up less room than when you stood up. So, in fact, you can only get 24 people stood up in 28 seats. Some of you may have read that Liverpool solved the problem of Manchester United standing up by not selling the N2 seats of each row so that they didn't migrate into the aisles. And the reason for keeping the aisles clear is not for emergency exit, it's for emergency access. When somebody has a heart attack or is taken ill or suffers an injury in the seating bowl, you need to be able to get the stewards and the medical staff into them, and you need to have somewhere to temporarily evacuate the other spectators. Overall, I think standing is safe in the sense that it's not inherently unsafe. The risks have been removed as far as is reasonably practicable. Rail seating is a safe design. Rail seating can be managed safely, and in a world of lighter touch regulation, it's wrong of government to prevent clubs making a business case and making a safety case to provide rail seating. I think I'd conclude by saying that the campaigns that people like Peter Dakin and John Darch have run since 2004 have tilled the ground, that Don Foster's 15-minute bill sowed the seed, and I hope that Roger Godsiff's early day motion will see a harvest for this just cause of allowing a limited trial of rail seating in the upper two divisions of football. Thank you.
Steve, thank you very much indeed.